Hare Krishna to everyone. Welcome.
Hare.
This lecture will be in English.
Suomeksi käännöstään puolestani.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Vanchakalpatrudascha Kripasindhyavaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to all the newcomers, very much welcome. The first Sunday feast this year. We are reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, and text number 12. And this chapter 2 is said to be the contents of the Gita summarized. But this chapter is also called Sankhya Yoga. So I'll read Sanskrit. Natyavaham jatu nasham natvam neme janadika nachaiva napavishyam sarve vayamata param. Repeat after me. Na, never. To, but. Eva, certainly. Aham, I. Jatu, at any time. Na, did not. Some, exist. Na, not. Tvam, you. Na, not. Ime, all these. Jana Adipa, kings. Na, never. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Na, not. Bhavishyamaha, shall exist. Sarve vayam, all of us. Atat param, hereafter. Translation by His Divine Grace H.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Repeat, please repeat. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. A report by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. I will read only part of the purport because it's rather long, lengthy. In the Vedas, in the Katha Upanishad, as well as in the Svetasvatara Upanishad, it is said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the maintainer of innumerable living entities in terms of their different situations according to individual work and reaction of work. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is also, by His plenary portions, alive in the heart of every living entity. Only saintly persons who can see within and without the same Supreme Lord can actually attain to perfect and eternal peace. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati kamam tam atmastham ye nupashyanti ariras Shridhiras Tesham Shantik Shastra Netaresham. This is from Katha Upanishad 2:13. The same very truth given to Arjuna is given to all persons in the world who pose themselves as very learned but factually have but a poor fund of knowledge. The Lord says clearly that He Himself, Arjuna, and all the kings who are assembled on the battlefield are eternally individual beings, and that the Lord is eternally the maintainer of the individual living entities, both in their conditioned and in their liberated situations. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Individual Person, and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal associate, and all the kings assembled there are individual eternal persons. It is not that they did not exist as individuals in the past, and it is not that they will not remain eternal persons. Their individuality existed in the past, and their individuality will continue in the future without interruption. Therefore, there is no cause for lamentation for anyone. So I end that point. So this second chapter is, as I mentioned, it's also called Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya is actually the basis of what is generally called as Hinduism. There is original, like what do you call it, traditional Sankhya, which is impersonal, and the Sankhya of Bhagavad Gita is a personal Sankhya. Srila Prabhupada, I listened to one lecture of his, he said that Krishna is clearly stating in this verse that he is a person, we are persons, and we will eternally be persons. It's not like it's some imagination or some philosophical kind of thing, but it's a real fact. So the Sankhya of Bhagavad Gita is personalism. Sankhya. And in Bhagavad Gita, of course, Lord Krishna states that the impersonal Sankhya is not exactly wrong because we understand that there is different forms of the Absolute. There is the Brahman, impersonal aspect, which is the aspect of the Lord. Impersonal Brahman effulgence, which emanates from the Lord. Then there is Paramatma, who is our eternal friend in our hearts, the Super Soul, overseeing everything and giving us memory, forgetfulness, and intelligence, and so on. So these three aspects of the absolute truth exist. So it's not that Brahman is false and the Supreme Person is true. No, they are all true, but they have a relation to each other. So here Lord Krishna is stressing that we will always be persons, we will always remain individual persons with our own personal consciousness. Of course, modern science tries to say that, no, we can only see matter and we can see electricity, and we have measured the electricity in the brain. So, according to this kind of empirical inspection, they are saying that all life is just matter which is more complicated, like the brain cells, there are billions of synapses and different combinations of electrical lines going there inside the brain. And because it's so complicated, therefore, because of the complexity, therefore somehow it would give rise to self-awareness for this brain. But Bhagavad Gita and Krishna does not accept that at all. Even in the ancient Vedic or Upavedic, whatever text, there is Charvatya Muni. He also was saying that yes, when the senses don't work anymore and when there is no life symptoms, then they all exist. All this the person doesn't exist anymore. So it's not a new idea, this atheistic or impersonalistic way of seeing things. So of course we understand that if we are not this body, what is death then? There is two ways to see it if you look at this quickly. That either there is death or there is no death. Depends what you mean by that. If that means that when the body becomes useless, then you leave the body because it doesn't serve any more purpose and it's useless to remain in it or around it even. Then death means you leave the body. But if you see death as the death of the body, it becomes completely lifeless because the life force leaves it, then you can call it death of the body. But if death means simply that the spirit self or true self leaves the body when it's no longer useless and we go somewhere else, that means there is no death because we don't actually die. We actually just leave the body and possibly go to another body, like people have one cloth and then they take another cloth and put that on instead. Like Krishna is giving in one verse of that example. So what happens to this body? It becomes either something that some animals eat and then it becomes the feces of the animal, or the body can be burned and then it becomes ashes, or it can just be left somewhere and it becomes earth. So this is like a famous expression, dust to dust, like this. And I want to give one anecdote of a very interesting thing that happened. Like around 10 years ago, there is a person called Kaya. This person, she had what is called a near-death experience. Her body burned, but in a different way, that she had a very rare case of disease, which means that suddenly one night she got very heavy like bubbles on the skin and the skin started to peel off and everything. And she said that felt like her whole body is burning. So, and then she was sent to the hospital and she became unconscious for 5 weeks. She went into coma for 5 weeks. And while she was in coma, she went to one hospital and then she went to another hospital while in this coma. And in this other hospital, she became aware of her surroundings, but not in the way we understand it while we were inside the body. Then first she was standing up, and then she was actually seeing what was happening in there, because there was surgical operation going on her, some hydro kind of something with water to, but she was like in coma from the external point of view, but she could explain all what happened in this operation hall and who did what there and what they were speaking, and later on when she was revived from the coma, then the doctors were completely black with that. There's no way you can know this, you're really totally out. But yes, she actually told them what happened there. And not only that, but while her body was in coma, she also left the hospital itself and went to another hospital because she was thinking about her grandfather. And in this kind of state, in astral world, whatever you call it, I don't know, she called it like mystic existence. But she thought of her grandfather, immediately she was there. And because in this state, sometimes you can have like knowledge comes to you, but you don't understand where the knowledge comes from. So somehow she understood that grandfather, he has to take the surgical operation because there was something very bad, and the grandfather was not at all wanting to do that. But she was telling the grandfather, who obviously then also was in like out of body, some other existence, unconscious, in the experiment. And then he agreed to this, to the burial. And then 5 weeks later, they wanted to tell her about the grandfather that he had the operation. Yeah, I know about it. I spoke with him. And then they convinced him to do it like this. And then Then she also went to some relatives. They had a gender reveal party for some child, or maybe newborn, whatever. And then she got to know what gender the baby would be. And then one of her relatives came to hospital when she had come out of coma. And then they gave her the gender reveal. But she said, yeah, it's a boy. I know this boy, and this is the name, and this and that. And how you can know this? They was laying back of it. Yeah, but I was there. And then she said that she went to Alaska also, saw something what was there, and then when there she was saying, when am I like this? I would really like to see God, because I think it's my right to do that. And okay, then she went to some huge hall without walls or roof, but it still left like a huge place. And there she felt very fantastic love, acceptance, peace, and so on. Then there was a huge staircase up to some platform where she saw something, and she didn't need to climb the stairs because that's where thought she was going up. But then she was told that you cannot go any further, because if you go further, because we want you to go back to Earth and tell about this, if you go further, then you will not be able to come back. So he was in this total unconditional love, acceptance, peace, existence with God. And she even tried to go, but then he was pulled back very fast, as coming closer. And she said that this feeling of acceptance is much more than she could ever try to describe in worldly terms. And in that place, she was able to see everything what she was curious about, and see all kind of things, and also the why and how, and she could also feel it and smell it and so on. And then in that place, she also had what is called life review, that she could see some of her past lives, she says. And also, she realized that she had had so many births here on Earth earlier. So this says the same like Biology, that the body, we change bodies, but we are still the same person. She said she got to know that she had had so many human lifetimes, and she also spoke about karma, that there was death from some past life, and according to that, she has something happening in this life. And also, she got to see something about her own future, that she was on a bus accident where the bus caught fire. And then some years later, she actually saw it in real life. And she realized, oh wow, that was real. Then also another thing she saw was that a relative or friend whatever had cut her hair very short and in a very specific way. And then some point later on, she actually met that person, and it's exactly that haircut. And that person explained that I have always had long hair, but now I decided to do like this. So that's very interesting. And so these things here, they can help us understand that we are actually small parts and parts of God. We have exactly the same qualities. God is omniscient everywhere, and we can be, well, in the physical body, we can be omniscient within the body. And if you're itching in the toe or whatever, you feel it immediately and so on. but God is omniscient. So you're small ones. It's like, so nobody gave example in the lecture on this verse 2:12, that there is gold and there is gold mine. So God is like the gold mine, Krishna is like the gold mine, and we are like the little particle of gold, but that doesn't mean we are iron, but we are actually or less worth. We are same gold, but we are not mining. So we have this Nitya Nityanam, but there was this verse here, Nitya Nityanam Chetana Chetanam, which means that Nitya there is one separate, one eternal, and then there is many eternals. Nityanam, there's many eternals, it's past Jiva souls, and this Chetanas Chetanam. There is one supreme life and we are small lives. Eko Bahunam Yovidahatikamam. So this one supreme eternal Ratikaman fulfills the desires of the many Jivatmas. Like that. So, and also she described that she got some mystic powers and siddhas from visiting God's realm. And what she said that she became clairvoyant. She could see things. On top of first she said that now she has the gift that she has the possibility to go back there when she wants and visit there again in the spiritual realm. She become clairvoyant, clairsentient, and also she got the power to heal. And also the doctors were so amazed because when you burn almost the whole body, it's a big percentage chance that you actually will die because the body cannot recuperate from it. It wasn't real burn, but it was the disease. So she had the skin was destroyed, every feeling of her soul. But that she could heal already within this 5 weeks. She was in coma. The doctors were completely baffled about it. The girl. And she said that now she has it was like 10 years ago, 2014 now, she said now she has the healing power that she can use her hand to heal people. Yeah. And then her skin grew like very fast. And she said that because she had been a very devout Christian before this experience, she had been in this religious race, and she said that she said that herself, you can take it as you want, but that's what she said. Society has externalized God, so we pray to some God somewhere on the clouds, some male supreme fearsome like that. But we are actually, but she said actually we have all we need within us. That we are Purnam Parampurnam, and like the Vedas say, all aspects of the Lord are good and complete in ourselves. So she is saying the same, that we have all we need within ourselves. The problem is that we don't know what we are, and we have a realization of the self, which is Purnam, small gold, same quality or money as the Lord. So this Hare Krishna movement is spreading the chanting of the Holy Name, Krishna's name, so we can realize that what all we have within us. And then we can also realize this gradually by purifying our existence from the Maya which covers. She was saying also that religion does not teach to love yourself. Religion teaches you to hate yourself and love and think yourself to be sinful and bad and handicap and worthy to go to hell immediately and so on. So you have to watch out if these kind of teachings come out of then it's religion. And she's warning about it. But because actually the Bible says love your you phenomenon as you love yourself. It's really nothing to love, but when some priest, some sect come and say, you're bad and you're going to heaven, now you have to repent and you're ashamed and you're broken and God made you very bad, now you have to pray to me that He will make you very good and whatever. So, this Krishna consciousness movement, although it has the religious aspect, it has the cultural aspects, it has the society aspects and so on, but actually what this Hare Krishna movement is promoting a method of self-realization. And we have three main legs of this process of self-realization. One is, of course, the chanting and hearing the Lord's holy name, the mantra meditation, and the japa, and the bhajans, and kirtans, and so on. And then we have the Sankhya aspect of it, that we study the spiritual scriptures, that others who have already realized things have written, spoken, and in this way we learn about our eternal life within ourselves, full of bliss, joy, love, fantastic freedom from all kinds of mental illness, etc. And then we have the prashadam. We have to eat, so there is this Krishna consciousness movement gives a very nice method of engaging our tongue, not only in chanting and praising the Lord and purifying ourselves with the spiritual sound vibration, but also we can also take part in prasada eating, which prasada means the mercy of the Lord. That we, they cook for to offer this prasad to them, offer this program to the Lord when they cook prasad. Then it's holy food, and when they eat holy food, that also happens because we eat. Is there any questions or comments right now? Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu, for this lecture. 40 years ago, you picked me up and I became here to the temple first time. My progress has been steady, but very slow, but steady anyway. Do you have any maybe little suggestions or hints how to speed it up?
Well, all the how can be questions, they generally boil down to hearing and chanting the Lord's name. And it's about being in the now. Because all spiritual traditions say, I am, that is now. Our mind is stupid because it always wants to go to the past and think that, oh, this happened and that happened and so on. And our body goes to the future and is worried what will happen or it goes the past and future for other reasons. So we have a program to be in the now and just be with the Lord in the form of His family and just be with Him and be purified. Incredibly realize more and more. I already asked something. Anything else? Yes.
Related to this verse that we were discussing today, that the soul is immortal and the body keeps changing. There was some YouTube video I watched maybe a few years ago where a Muslim comes to kill a Hindu and he says that, let me kill you because your soul is immortal, let me kill you anyway, and your God will take care of you. How do you answer him?
So Muslim was to kill the Hindu and because the Hindu believes that the Hindu is anyway eternal, so it doesn't matter so much for. I asked this to Prabhupada lecture today, and he gave the example that for example, abortion, there is a person on the way to coming into this world as he is supposed to be by the person's karma and destiny. And then if somebody makes abortion, that's criminal, he is supposed to criminal. Because in that that lecture he was speaking that I am a criminal because we want to be God instead of working and instead of having a loving relationship with God, we want to exploit the external energies of the material world, trying to make ourselves happy. So, so, so that is the answer that Muslim, if you want to kill me, actually God has given me a certain lifespan here. Allah has given me a certain lifespan. If you make it shorter, then you are actually making a time against God. Okay? Yes.
You touched the subject of forgiveness, compassion of the Lord, that is kind, compassionate. At the same time, we have a very high standards in Krishna consciousness, which some people might not be able to achieve those standards, they might feel guilty and bad. So, how do you reconcile this?
I don't know if maybe the question is too general or.
Can you repeat the question and everyone heard? So if you feel bad that you cannot follow the process of Krishna consciousness fully, but say by Krishna is very kind and forgiving and compassionate.
If you feel guilty about that, you cannot follow the process of nicely and but Krishna is at the same time merciful and of course we can feel bad if we don't do our best to Krishna consciousness and develop our relationship with him. But then we can realize that from then on we can do better. The mercy, the sensual eternal, Krishna's eternal, he is saying that he is maintaining all the living entities eternally. So the grace and mercy is always there. It's just about the recipients. If they take the mercy available. Yes?
You mentioned that holy name, that's a spiritual process, but how is it spiritual to chant the name of God?
Because material items like water, if I say water, they do not quench my thirst. I remain what thirsty as long as I will actually drink such things. But if you chant the holy name is spiritual, that means it's one with the Lord Himself. And therefore, when you chant the holy name, you actually are associating directly with the Lord, and therefore you can satisfy spiritual. That is the thing. So, otherwise, why you think people can chant the holy names for the whole lifetime if it doesn't bring satisfaction? And personal association with the Lord whose name that is in question.
Excuse me.
Yes.
It's a very simple question, but why do you have two stages? Are they both Krishna, or is God deities on one else than Krishna?
Thank you. That's a good question. The deities we have is for Lord Gauranga and Lord Nityananda. And they are twin incarnation of the Lord. And they came for a specific purpose of spreading the holy name to us in this difficult age we have now for the lands. So they both have their own roles in this where they came here. But what we have in last week's lecture, like Chaitanya and Saritamrita, that's all about what they did when they were here and what they were teaching and what happened. And their close associates and what happened in the world at that time locally. So if you want to find out closer, then you can study this. They have also in Finnish and English and so on. Does it answer?
Yeah.
If you have further questions? You'll be-
But that was a good answer.
Thank you.
This lady you mentioned, her name is Kalia.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a Christian name.
Now it's a different country.
Was she Indian Christian?
I don't know if she was already married. Yeah, she is in the UK. She's carrying this one. And she got a lot of very good comments on this project. She told this experience. There is actually in YouTube so much of this, like hundreds and hundreds of cases people are having their experience when they read about it. The general way, it doesn't happen the same to everybody, but there is certain things that happens like to the most of them, or that happen often. But that is the first thing they notice is that depends. Sometimes they notice only that something is strange when they try to speak to somebody who is there, and that person doesn't notice them at all in any way. No reaction at all. Then they feel then gradually they realize that am I dead? Because of some other things also. And some they can go through walls and things because they are in their subtle body, strong. And then many times happens that they, or for example in hospitals where there's surgery going on, or otherwise, they go to the roof and see a body down there. Sometimes they don't realize that at first that is their body. Who is that lying there? Then sometimes they can realize, oh, it's my body, am I dead? And next stage from that is often that they go up through the roof and very, very, very fast through the universe. And some others, they go, they experience something like a tunnel. It's not exactly like a tunnel, and they go very, very, first everything was totally dark, that's also very common. And then they see a pinprick of very, 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 very light, very illuminating light, which is like much brighter than the sunshine even. But then it becomes bigger and bigger, and they are starting to feel huge amounts of love and acceptance unconditionally, like she was. And then when they reach there, then they enter into some world also of that love. It's different descriptions if it's like needles or something, or if it's more like a kind of with a fantastic cathedral kind of buildings or whatever. There's so many different versions of that. And often they go to some big bubble. And in that bubble on the walls they see, because they have 360 vision, they can see in every direction simultaneously when they're in this without taking their body, so they can see one way. So they can see their life they have spent so far, and they see it on this in this bubble. And not everybody has this bubble. Sometimes some people have like a big screen. So it's also individual. Doesn't happen the same to everyone. So they see their whole, but the interesting point with seeing their life in a just life review, they don't see it only as they themselves experienced it. They experience it also at the same as the other person. So if you did something nice to another person, and that person became very happy, and it had a follow-up happiness coming from that one good thing, then that person sees in the life experience all that good as it was happening to the same good. So in this way the karma happens like directly in these cases. But as you sow, so shall you reap, Christians say, and we say that there is a reaction to all that we do, and it's all just and fair. So they have this life in you, and it can be a purgatory experience also if they have done some nasty things to others. So you can experience and it's like, okay, I got it back, that is always nice and pain, so to say. And then they can sometimes get knowledge. They call it telepathic communication. They are mostly these people have almost always, I would say, they have some guide with them. Is it super soul? Is it something else? I don't know. Uh, um, so, yeah, so what was the thing saying? Super soul, yeah, if it's the super soul, or if it's some angels or some guardian who are, but they have always somebody with them, and if that is, sometimes they have Jesus Christ and they feel the incredible love of this for Jesus Christ, and different things happen to different. And the communication is not by words like here, it's always telepathically. They got like downloads of each amount of information, and mostly they cannot take it all into their human brain when they do that. But some of the, like in this case, she was able to describe quite a lot of what happened to her, and of course what she said, what I learned here is a part of it, and of course she doesn't tell everything in one interview like this. Yeah, and then they can also meet God, so to say, and some of the experiences fantastic. Like unimaginably great love and acceptance. And the light is completely beyond anything compared to some sunshine or something completely else. So, is Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan? I cannot say. We have to wait until we die and we go on our own path. In this. Is there any more question coming? Is it 15:2 is the Arati or?
No, should be, he's finishing the offering, yes.
It should be now.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be here. Yeah, so we have a chance to actually experience something of this also when we are inside the bodies, by doing the mantra meditation and by practicing Krishna consciousness and by because the Lord loves everybody much more than we can even imagine. Every one of us is much more loved than we can even imagine. So if we do nice things to people who God loves so much, of course He's happy. So He can bless us. Yeah. Okay. Honoris Srila Prabhupada, thank you for listening.
Haribol.